What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Berman. Today we are hitting the VGC Series 3 ranked ladder with this Scizor Ceruledge team. Before we begin, if you wouldn't mind liking, commenting, and subscribing, help the video reach more people, I'd appreciate that. We're only 100 subscribers away at time of recording from hitting that 5K goal, at which point I vowed that I will begin live weekly streams. If you're excited for that, as excited as I am, it looks like it's going to happen soon. Again, help us cross that finish line by just interacting with the video. Algorithm will do the rest, and we'll hit that number very, very soon. I mentioned this. We have 2 videos now with this team. This is the second one from the same batch of records. In the first one I mentioned, I'm thinking about using something. I'm in the process of trying to discover what might work for me for my Hartford team, which is the regional that is in a couple of weeks from now. This is something that has worked for me pretty consistently on the ranked ladder. I've talked about, potentially swapping out the Mousehold for Palafin. I've talked about potentially running more HP on the Salamence. I've talked about a couple of different options for what might change here, but I really love a lot of the synergy on this team. If you're looking for a more in-depth breakdown, I talk about it a little bit more in the intro of the other video, so go check that out. But there's ally switch to catch fire moves from the obvious Scizor target for the Ceruledge. Ceruledge, once it has a flash fire, does insane amounts of damage with Bitter Blade, especially if Chen Pao's on the field while that happens. And yeah, lots of other little things happening here that I'd love to hear your thoughts on. So comment below if you do have thoughts, ideas, little things that you might consider changing if this were you on your team. Thanks so much for clicking on this video in the first place. I'm not going to rabble on any longer. Enjoy the battles today. Again, if this is the first time you're seeing this team, there is another video. Go check that out. Link to that will be in the description, or, the video will be somewhere on the screen. I don't know. It probably is somewhere on your screen. Thanks again. And let's hop into some battles here. Shall we? My opponent is running an interesting team. Great Ball Tier is interesting. No Ruinous. No Paradox. Tons of reasons to bring Scizor. I know that I gotta be careful about Bullet Punch. But, yeah, tons of reasons to bring Scizor here. Tinglu is also pretty good. I think Mousehold's also pretty good. And I think Ceruledge to resist, we can resist a lot of those, Hyper Voices if that's what they end up doing. Problem with Ceruledge is we don't have a ton for the Tyranitar. But is Scizor and Tinglu enough to deal with the Tyranitar? Probably. And Chen Pao doesn't really deal with Tyranitar if they do get the Trick Room. Which I'm kind of in my mind, I'm like, okay, they might get the Trick Room. And if they get the Trick Room, that, I'm already ready to deal with that. By leading Scizor, though, if they lead with the Farigiraf, I think I can U-turn off of it and do a lot. No. Okay. I'm going to attempt to... Terra Water. I'm going to attempt to just Bullet Punch this guy. I want to see how much it does while we Fisher the Amoonguss. Fine. Let's see if they try to Spore my my Scizor and the Lumberry comes into play. We're going to miss the Fisher. And they are going to Spore my Scizor, which is not going to work. Pretty cool. Now what I do is I can U-turn off of the Amoonguss while I Stomping Tantrum into the Tyranitar. And this way, if they go for that Spore again, now that my Lumberry is used up, I'm U-turning into Mousehold, who will not go to sleep from my safety goggles. They're just going to swap out their T-Tar. Okay. Something's taking a strong stomping tantrum here. They didn't have any flying types. Yeah, nice. Not mad at that. Probably they're just trying to stop the bullet punch there, actually. Oh, and they paired me with Effect Spore. Well, that's a shame. That's all I can say about that. I mean, I guess I'm glad I'm not Spored, and it actually makes me slower in case they do get Trick Room out. We're going to still try to stop that, though. Well, that did a lot of damage. And there's the attempted Spore into my Mousehold. Not going to work. That's good stuff. Interesting. They are not Regenerator, which means any damage I do to that Amoonguss is damage that's done to that Amoonguss. So let's Pop Bomb you. I could Fissure into this slot again. Oh, dude, that ruins everything. Wait, I only got one hit on the Pop Bomb. And now they're going to get Trick Room. Bummer. Okay. Well... they're still in a weird position where they can't really do anything to me right now. I can still just go for a Pop Bomb into the... Farigiraf slot while I attempt to, like, I mean, I have to take a sleep turn, so... we shall see here, but... interesting. Things got interesting. I'm out of Cold Brew. Interesting. I'm out of water, too. Interesting. And there's the Hariyama. Ooh, they're switching him out, too. Here comes the Tyranitar. This is interesting. I didn't even mean it that time. I can protect Mousehold for a turn, and then Ghost Terra Mousehold could really mess with a... how big is Hariyama compared to Tyranitar? Wait a minute, what the hell? Look at that difference. It's very nice that we hit 10 that time, but that's not the time that I would have rather hit 10. Ooh! And it is Strong Boy. Hariyama on top of that. Close combat into Ting-Lu. Only doing half. Ting-Lu eating that up, especially because of the Friend Guard. Rock Slide won't kill Ting-Lu either. Oh, and we woke up. Well done, Ting-Lu. And I believe how that worked, by the way, is that I'd missed the Fissure, and even though I'd slept for multiple turns, I think it's still the last turn, the last move you tried to use, which was still Fissure, didn't work. I guess also the moves that I tried to use while I was asleep also didn't work, so maybe that's how it interacts. That's very interesting. And that's honestly huge, because I think Ghost Terra is absolutely my play now. And I can just pop on this thing. While I try to Fissure you. I think it's very likely that they just close combat my Ting-Lu, but I'm also kind of cool with that, because if they do that, it means that they'll drop their defense another level, and Pop Bomb will do even more. Max speed, max HP Mousehold still doing the most. Oh, they're just going to Spore Ting-Lu. I guess that's fine. Maybe they'll go for the close combat into a mouse hold then. That was the attempt. The Terra comes into play. Don't mind it. Dude, what? What are the chances of that happening 2 times in one game? Getting only 1 hit. Somebody crunch the numbers on that for me, because I feel like it's pretty low. Alright, they got Trick Room for 1 more turn. I could protect mouse hold for 1 turn while I attempt to Fisher the Amoonguss again. I kind of just want, like, I'm ready for Tinglu to go down. But mouse hold can definitely burn its turn. Let's see actually what the Hariyama attempts to do here. Yeah, they got the knockoff now. Okay. All right. So we get 1 turn of trying to once again pop bomb, but now I'm like pop bomb means nothing. Both my Pokemon are good at dealing with Amoonguss in the back, by the way. So part of me is like, let's just get rid of this guy. And they haven't Terra'd yet. Are they going Terra Ghost? That would suck. Terra Steel, sure. Yeah, now that you know that Pop Bomb only hits once and I'm going for it, you might as well resist it too. I mean, Stomping Tantrum would be amazing here. Look how big that thing is. That's a giant Hariyama, right? Am I crazy? Tinglu does wake up. They did not Rage Powder this turn. This should kill. Jeez, man. I will say. Unlucky on the Pop Bomb hits, but Tinglu able to wake up after just 1 sleep turn twice is pretty amazing. It's going right back to sleep, too. Mousehold should be the MVP of this game, but I think Tinglu is really picking up the slack. Pop Bomb into you every time. And we Fisher into the Amoonguss. Battle is canceled. Jeez, man. I feel like there were 2 moments there, honestly, where if Tinglu doesn't wake up turn 1 to kill the T-Tar or to kill the Hariyama there, things get a little scarier. The 1 Pop Bomb, when 10 would have killed there, into a -1 defense Hariyama, and then allowing them to go Terra Steel is like nuts. Okay, so, and it wasn't even in my mind that like the Stomping Tantrum was like, I'm trying to predict a Steel type Hariyama here. It's just what I collect to try to finish it off. And it ended up working out for me, but geez, man. Felt more stressful than it needed to be. Good game to my opponent. All right. Matched up against a normally scary team, but I have lots of stuff. Like Scizor comes to this game immediately. I have ways to deal with a lot of these threats, which is cool to say. Scizor definitely comes, and it definitely leads too. Tailwind would be nice, but do I need it? In my mind, it's like Scizor Tinglu to kick things off. We bring Chen Pao, we bring it in the back. Ceruledge is so nice, I think, if I can get the Grass Terra. If not, it's actually pretty bad. I say that, but then it doesn't really have any moves. Like, it might just be Mousehold. And Intimidate's not awful either. I'm just looking at the Rock and the Ice types. I'm like, Let's bring Mousehold in the back. Another thing about this team, I really love the, like, phasing in and out. I didn't mention this in the intro. But I love that you can, like, U-turn off of stuff into Ceruledge or into an Intimidator or into Friend Guard or into Sword of Ruin, like things that really synergetically work there. It's another reason why Palafin, though, would be really nice, because Palafin also incentivizes switching out, whether you run... nobody's getting hurt by sand here, my friend. You know, whether you run... flip turn or not. I think I'd like to just bullet punch you and stomping tantrum you. I don't think I'm too scared of Tyranitar yet. They want to protect their Lycanroc. Well, that's a good play, but it sets me up for the next turn as well. And I need to double target it because it'll knock it to its sash, and then it gives them the opportunity to Endeavor on the next turn if I don't do anything about it right now. Low kick from the Tyranitar. That's a reason to be scared of Tyranitar. But Scizor surviving there, which is huge for Scizor. I think very, very important. We'll see what comes in right here. It's the Dozo. Okay. I'm not messing around. I got a U-turn off this thing. And I could Fissure or I could Ruination. Ruination's my play. I can't let that thing... like sub, you know, like I'm scared. If I go Mousehold here, it gives the possibility that Tinglu lives a low kick. Maybe. Ooh, not a Wave Crash though. And now is there a low kick coming for Mousehold? That's not great. It's not terrible because Mousehold's so light. I actually did nothing. That's very funny. Did very little. Okay. I could go Scizor. I could Terra Water. If I go Chen Pao, I break my sash with the sand. So I think I can go Scizor. I kind of want to double into this guy, though. And maybe I just protect for a turn. I'm a little scared of protecting, because if they do just go right into Mousehold, then it's kind of a wasted protect, but... part of what I'm feeling is, like, if I U-turn out, I also open up Chen Pao at this moment to getting rocked by something, because I think that Scizor is going to outspeed the Dozo. In a lot of situations, you're able to safely U-turn into stuff because Scizor lives things and also goes last, and then a slow U-turn is really beneficial. They're going to Terra... Flying? Yup. Well, Chen Pao doesn't mind that in the back. At all. And suddenly it's my Pokemon who are benefiting from this sand pretty much entirely. Pretty exclusively. Good stuff, Mousehold. You love it. No berries doesn't look like. Just an EQ. Okay. The Terra Flying makes a lot of sense there. Does nothing to Mousehold. And they double into Mousehold. Yeah, I love that Sandstorm damage. Okay. The time of Chen Pao has come. I think what I do here for maximum damage output... Like, I don't think I Terra Scizor yet. Definitely Ice Spinner that slot, and they're either going to protect or switch out there, or let me get them. But I think I do Terra Water. I don't want to get Wave Crashed into my Scizor. And then we just U-turn off of this thing. It's a little scary. I'm doing this as like a resist. I think it makes a lot more sense than Ghost Terra-ing my Chen Pao, at least. It's more like, is this turn the turn that's best to Terra Water? Because it doesn't really help me with Earthquake at all. Oh, well, that's okay. Oh! Oh, man. Tyranitar just lived that. I'm actually kind of shocked. It makes me think that honestly, it makes me think that they have investment in their defense or something. Because that's kind of insane. They're going to die to sand here, ironically. T-Tar's going to die to sand. And that leaves, yeah, that leaves Dozo with very, very little. If it is the Tatsugiri who's last, we can just double into priority moves. And we will take it out. Oh, it was leftovers all along. I could have been seeing that. Oh, it's the bundle. Speed was heightened. I have to Sucker Punch you, and it makes a little more sense because of the Protect. But then I think I have to, like, get damage off onto you, and I think... This thing is, what, 60 base power right now? And this is 70? I think I U-turn off the bundle. This is a really close game. Dondozo coming without Tatsugiri actually ended up doing a lot. We took it out. It's going to come down to... They freeze dry my Scizor. Okay, Bullet Punch, in retrospect, would have been great. All they have to do now is, like, hit a... freeze dry. Because I'm not going to outspeed it. It had its speed boosted. Yeah, really close game. I'm now like kicking myself. I'm like, would Bullet Punch have done half to bundle? I don't know. It would have been way closer, obviously. I don't know why in my last moments there I was like, that made no sense. Like, going for U-turn there wasn't the play. I had to get a move off. That should have taken precedence over the more power output from U-turn. I think in my mind I was like, well, they're probably going to go after the Chen Pao, so I can get damage off with Scizor. Because I was just more scared of losing Chen Pao, but I really should have been thinking about all the options there. And yeah, in hindsight, getting rid of Chen Pao was definitely the play. Because, yeah, I don't know in my head that 2 bullet punches would have done it. I don't know. Really fun game, though. Good game to my opponent. We are up against Bennett. Bennett's got a really fun team over there. The season did just restart, which is something that I was not aware was happening today. So I do just want to say also that, like, I'm in Great Ball tier. We might see some stuff. Now, I don't want to discount Bennett. Okay, Bennett could be a very good opponent. Bennett does not have a single Ruinous Legend or Paradox Mon. And that's the only reason I bring it up, okay? But that's all right. I need practice where I can get practice. And whether Bennett ends up being a world-class opponent or not, I'll take the opportunity. Now, how do I want to take the opportunity? I feel like Tailwind could be really nice in this game. So I am going to try to get it up. I think Mousehold and Salamence could be a really great lead here. I think Chien-Pao is also pretty terrifying for my opponent. And I think something like Ceruledge also does really nice, especially if I can preserve the Terra. Leading with the Breloom. I love to see it. They can just follow me and Tailwind. If they go for the Spore, then they'll be sad to find out that I am a safety goggles set. They're going to switch out Breloom. Totally understand that. I did get an Intimidate as well, so the Mach Punch might not seem as attractive. They're going to bring in Golden Go, which is an issue right now. And they're going to trick what onto me? Mousehole just got a Choice Scarf. Nice, dude. But there's the Tailwind. All right, we have a Choice Scarfed Mousehold. I can Pop Bomb the Rotom while I simply protect with Salamence for a turn. I'd kind of love for Mousehold to go down on its own before we need to switch into something to take something. Ooh, Rock Slide suddenly became a really viable option. Okay, I was going to say Rock Slide and Dual Wing Beat weren't great moves for me in this current setting. But this is the beautiful thing about Terra, baby. You have no idea that it might also be hurting you. Also, currently, right now, my Salamence is max speed, max attack, jolly nature. Something about me was like saying, like, do I need that attack all the way, or can I make it happen with, like, can I make it work with, like, max HP, max speed? Because really the main bread and butter of the Salamence is to, like, Tailwind, and I can do that more often if I can live more things. Citrus Berry also makes a little more sense if I do that. I wasn't sure what would be best. And Mousehold's still just eating these hits. Okay, we're now going to Pop Bomb because we can't do anything else. And we're going to Rock Slide now. They're going to Mach Punch Mousehold, take out Mousehold. Very smart, very good. And there's the Rock Slide. Let's see if we get the flinch. We do get the flinch. That's great news, everyone. We go Chien-Pao now. I don't know why they went Flying Terra. what was the purpose of that? What was the thing that was helping them? Like, what were they scared of me doing? I think that was a huge mistake, because all they've actually done is made it so that my Ice Spinner does more damage right now and frees me up to go to dual Wing Beat into the Breloom. Mach Punch obviously doing a ton there. My Sash, I didn't even narrate that because I was just like, that's gonna happen. But my Sash, in the back of my mind, is always going to protect me from stuff like that. And this obviously, I mean, that kills Breloom in one hit. But definitely would have gotten it in two. And now we are a 3v1. No more Tailwind, though. But Salamence is nice and healthy still, though, because we can get another Tailwind up right away. Massol really putting in the work this game, really making a... Oh, there are 2 Pokemon left. I didn't kill the Rotom. I was very close to, but did not get it. Let's try and Sucker Punch you. While, you know what? No, I think I need to go Terra. You know what? We can protect Chen-Pal for a turn. And Rock Slide might be my play. Because if I can get rid of the Rotom here, which I should with the help of a Sword of Ruin, then we're basically just going to be using... nice. We're basically just going to be using priority moves anyway, so it doesn't totally matter if I get Tailwind up or not here. Oh, but they tried to play rough Chen-Pao, which means they might not even have Aqua Jet. That's very interesting. I have literally nothing for the old Azumarill. My opponent's probably going to just drop the game. I was saying something before. Oh. Mousehold really making a name for itself as to why I might want to bring it. Like, I opted not to have an Amoonguss on this team. Not to say that Amoonguss might not, you know, make its way onto the team. But at the moment, I don't have Amoonguss on this team. But everybody else does, which results in Safety Goggles being like almost in my mind, in this series, kind of like a must-have item somewhere on your team. Especially if you don't have like a dedicated grass type like I have on my team. Although, I guess Amoonguss also fills that spot. It's interesting. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you want to use this Scizor Ceruledge team for yourself, remember the team ID, the rental code, is in the screen right now. It's also in the description. It's always in the description. There's also a PokePaste down there. There's also a full team breakdown. If you want to change a few things, use the team for yourself, let me know if you do that. I love hearing about what people change. Again, I think Mousehold really displayed a lot of use in this, batch of recorded battles. I also think that Salamence did a couple things offensively when I was also thinking about putting more HP investment into that thing instead. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Lots to think about. I do want to test Palafin a little more as well. But let me know what you think. What should I change about the team? What do you like? Is Ting Lu doing anything for me? Really came in clutch in one of those battles, depending on which video you're watching right now, because there are going to be 2. Again, we're so close to 5,000 subscribers. Hit all the buttons on your way out to help this video reach more people. We'll get to those live weekly streams more quickly. I'd love to start that up after Hartford, which again, I think is in 2 weeks is when I go there. So wish me luck there as well. If anybody is going, by the way, let me know. Let me know. I'll look out for you. I don't know what you look like. You know what I look like. For the most part, I don't know what you look like. So, it's kind of a one-way street as far as like running into you there. But come up and say hi for sure. If you're there and you see me. I'm pretty short. Might not stand out among the crowd. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, my name is Berm. See you later.